Hello, everyone. We'll allow 2 or 3 more minutes for folks to join in because today is the final session of the learning phase. And we would like for more folks to join and be able to attend today's session and ask questions, probably. So we'll give them 3 more minutes before we get started. Yeah, me too. I'll be missing the session from tomorrow onwards. No, it's not like that. We will be continuously connected and you will be receiving emails throughout, starting right after the session, not immediately tonight because it'll be late. It'll be 10:15 by the time we completely get out of everything that we have learned today. So we will be communicating through emails. We have the Discord channel. Those who have not been able to join in the past, please go back to the link and try again. New link was sent today as well. I mean, the same link, but it's now active. We had some issue with the Discord link intermittently. We had been having intermittent issues, but not anymore. Now it's resolved. So please go back and join if you haven't joined already. Thank you. I'm just having a little bit of a throat irritation, so that's why I have a suppressant, cough suppressant in my mouth. So excuse me for that. I already see our Code Vipassana leads have joined in. Thank you, Ajo. And thanks to all of the Code Vipassana leads. One more minute and then we'll get started. Thank you. That's amazing to hear, Tejaswini. I hope you're not stopping right here and you're continuing the momentum forward through the next phase of Patchamomma 2026, which is the build phase as well. We'll talk. All right, we are at time. Let's get started. Hi, everybody. Once again, welcome to the fifth and final session of our learning phase of Patchamomma 2026. So this time we had about 4,000 plus signups, but we had to pause taking registrations because of we had already shortlisted several folks from that. So we had more than that. If we had allowed the registration to continue, we would have had more than 7,000 signups, given the amount of time we gave for registrations this time and also the interest that came in, which was phenomenal because we were able to shortlist the folks who are there in the session, starting from session one to now. Some of you probably were not able to receive all the emails that we've been sending throughout the series, but that is also resolved now. I hope everyone was able to receive emails today about today's session as well, as a reminder. So once again, I want to highlight the topics we covered in the past 4 sessions, and what we'll cover today as well. So our goal is to build data driven applications, not just the applications that we cover in today's session or in the series of sessions, but applications that will allow you to bring your ideas to life, to transform your ideas into businesses or applications or products, whatever it is that you envision doing. So, the first session, we started off with the data ingestion. We did databases, we did basic analytics. We also talked about public data sets that will help you get started with large data sets, medium sized data sets that you would require for your applications when you get into the build phase. In the second session, we did uh, deep insights, conversational analytics, advanced analytics. We did BigQuery, Data Studio. We also looked at basics of Cloud SQL, but we did that in the first session itself. Second one, we predominantly focused on ML and AI, BigQuery and BigQuery and Data Studio. We also looked at cloud storage and other services. In session three, we did vibe coding. We understood how to build applications, get started even without a starting point, even if you're not from a programming background. How easy it is for you to prototype your idea and then take it to anti-gravity and enhance it with design, enhance it with architecture, integrations with other services. But we did an introduction to that. We did anti-gravity IDE and we did Google AI Studio. Session four, we jumped straight into multi-agent applications with ADK and other integrations. We also looked at ADK 2.0, which is the most recent one, rather than just relying on building applications that are driven by prompts and basic constructs. We moved to we also discussed the ideas of using graph agents and agents that are grounded in deterministic workflows rather than using them for their generative capabilities inside the scope of agents. I mean, of course, we are going to use them for your generative capabilities, but rather than depending on the prompts for the workflows, we are designing deterministic workflows to make sure that you can rely on your workflow or your data pipeline to get the accurate integrations and the calls, tool calls, and everything. Um, so that we did in the previous session. We did multi-agent application development, but ADK 2.0 was an introduction to you. Um, if you're all following me on LinkedIn, I had posted something today on ADK 2.0, a simple multi-agent application, a one-page application, but it still talks about the differences between the traditional way of building applications using frameworks and the ADK 2.0 approach, which is pretty groundbreaking in my opinion. So go take a look if you haven't already. Excuse me. So in today's final session for the learning phase, we have a great speaker. We have Shruti Mantri, who is a Google engineer, staff software engineer. So she is on the Cloud Run team. So she'll be talking about serverless runtime, serverless and orchestrated data applications or data agents. So that's what we are going to be talking about. We'll take a simple use case and we'll walk you through how you build an application. We already saw how you attach ingest data, use databases, analytics, and all that. Excuse me. How you take that and go in the direction of making it available for in cloud for everyone else to take a look at. So that's what we're going to do. Excuse me, another minute. So I'm reading the questions here. The reason why I want to address a few questions is I hope you're all not going to drop off right away because I'd like for you to wait till the end of the session. We have some instructions for you. I thought of covering it right now, but my cough is not letting me, and I don't want her to be sitting in the middle of all the cough fest here. So let's get started with the session. I'll share the screen, and at the end, I'm going to be talking to you about what's next, what's tomorrow, and further from here. So please wait for that. Let me share my screen. Over to you, Shruti.
Hello, everyone. I'm Shruti Mantri, and I'm from the Cloud Run team at Google. So, what we will be doing today is taking a use case and understanding why are we building application on Cloud Run, and what exactly do you mean when you deploy your application onto Cloud Run. So, firstly, what exactly is Cloud Run? It's a serverless platform. Now, let's take a step back and understand what exactly is serverless. So, in whenever you are developing something, you're creating an application that you want to deploy somewhere. Now, in the traditional world, you can deploy it on instances, And that particular instance is something that will be up and running irrespective of whether you are going to use it or any of your users are going to use it or not. And that means you're going to get charged as well. Not just that, whenever your number of users increases, you have to take care of ensuring that you are scaling your application. That means you are increasing the number of instances on which your application is deployed, as well as put a load balancer on front of it so that there is a single endpoint and the traffic gets distributed to the different instances. So, all of this is a maintenance headache. If you are a developer, you should be spending your effort in developing the best product out there and not in ensuring that your infrastructure is having all the non functional requirements satisfied. That is, it is reliable, it is scalable, and so on. That is where we have our serverless platform called Cloud Run. It's a very efficient platform. There are a lot of customers today who have multiple services running on Cloud Run. Cloud Run is a production grade platform wherein you just deploy your application stating the amount of CPU and memory that it's going to use. We do have defaults already put in place. And once you do that, you need not worry about ensuring that your app is up and running always. We ensure that your application is up and running. If the number of users increases, behind the scene, we scale up the instances on your behalf. If the users go down, that is, the traffic to your application decreases, we scale down the instances so that you don't pay anything extra when no one is using your application. Not just that, when no one is using your application, you won't get charged anything. This is a great place if you are developing and you know that there are not a lot of active users. This is the perfect place for you because if you are putting it on an instance, the instance will be up and running throughout, and you will be charged 24/7. But that's not the case with Cloud Run. When you deploy your application on Cloud Run, you will be charged only if someone is using your application. There are different ways of billing attached in Cloud Run. You can take a look at that, but the default one will only charge you if someone is actually using your application. Otherwise, you won't be charged anything. So that's about what serverless platform is, what Cloud Run is all about. Cloud Run is a service on Google Cloud, which which is where you deploy your applications, and the application deployment happens in a serverless fashion. And secondly, Cloud Run is a platform which supports containerized applications. So in this lab also, what we are going to do is first create an image and then deploy that image onto Cloud Run. So with this introduction on what exactly is Cloud Run, what this service is actually meant for, let's dive into this lab. As of now, in this particular session, I would request you people to pay attention on to how what this lab is all about, what all does it contain, and then at your own pace, you can start the lab and do the steps mentioned here step by step. The reason for that is as soon as you start the lab, the timer will start. While it says 25 minutes here, the timer will start for 60 minutes. But after 60 minutes, the lab will end, and then you won't have any time. So the lab will end, and then you will be like stuck with the lab being incomplete. So my request is in this session, uh, we will I'll walk you through this lab. I will also show it, demonstrate it. So pay attention to this lab, and then at your own pace, you can start this lab and try it out yourself. So let's get started. So firstly, we will understand some context around what this lab is all about. So there exists something called as a pet theory chain of veterinary clinics, and they had this problem of their invoices were getting sent in the docx format. Now, as you know, docx format, in order to open it, you might require a license application of Microsoft and so on, and many of the devices don't support it. So they had a lot of customer complaints around the docx format related files that they were sending are not opening in the customer's device. So they decided that they will like to have an application which will convert this docx format into a PDF format. PDF format is well acceptable, well accepted and opens on all the devices. So now, as you see, this is a non-technical kind of domain, and they had only a single person. So now, as a single person who is capable of developing, they wanted to have their focus on ensuring that the product just runs seamlessly. Someone will build for them, deploy it once, and just forget about it. The platform should be such that it seamlessly handles the traffic. And secondly, they did not worry about all the infrastructure overhead. So for such kind of use cases, Cloud Run was the perfect solution for them. So with this, let's get started into understanding how they built this particular application, which was basically a PDF converter, which will take files from docx format, convert it into PDF, and put it out. Now for this, here is the architecture. What we are doing is all the docs that they have in docx format are getting uploaded into a cloud storage bucket. Now we will create a cloud pubsub topic. What this will do is, as soon as any file gets uploaded onto this bucket, it will send out a notification message onto cloud pubsub topic. So this should be automated, like anyone uploads a bucket and an notification message should go into this topic in an automated fashion. And then we will have a Cloud Run service which will subscribe to this topic. Now this topic will contain information about the file that got uploaded. And here, while the example says docx, we will just do a generic application which not just converts docx but also XLS and other formats into PDF. So that the clinic does not worry if they start supporting other files and they want to convert that into PDF as well. And then here is our application, which is a converter, which will convert a file into PDF format, and then the file will be uploaded onto a different bucket called as processed bucket. So this will be the architecture that we are going to create in this particular lab. So with this, let's get started. So these are some of the instructions around starting the lab, and they are pretty straightforward, and you would have already encountered them when you did the labs from the previous sessions. So let me get started. So I'll start the lab. I think I'll just take the credits. Okay, so the lab has started. You will get your username, password, and project ID here. And it's recommended that you open it in incognito mode. So that's what I'm doing over here. Okay. In the meanwhile, if you have any questions, feel free to put it on the chat, and towards the end or somewhere in the middle, I'll try to answer the queries that you people have. So here you have the tutorial steps, but it will become quite difficult to just read and perform it here. So you can either do this or you can just keep on switching between the tabs. So this is, you are on the home page over here. I'll close this so that we get more space. And now we will start following the steps. So firstly, what we are going to do is start the Cloud Shell editor. So activate Cloud Shell, and you would have already done this over here. So this is that button which will activate the Cloud Shell. Now what will happen is you already have a project given to you, and that's the project ID that will be taken out of the box. So you need not worry on that. Click on authorize over here. Now, in this particular lab, what is happening is we are creating an application which is converting any file format into a PDF. Now, this is an example of an application. Now, you can think of any other application that you're planning to develop. Once you are developing the application in any language, be it Node.js, Python, Cloud Run supports around 7 languages. And the most common applications you're going to develop are in Python, Node.js, Golang, Java. All of these are supported in Cloud Run. So how we are going to do about that is something we are going to see in this session, but you can apply the same logic and put out any application that you're going to build into Cloud Run. So with this, let's get started. We have the Cloud Shell activated. It says that it will show you that your project is the project that got started with. And then these are just optional steps to just check that your project is properly assigned. So we can skip that. And now we will start our steps. So understanding the task, these people are discussing about the same thing, that they wanted to create an application. And the single person in our veterinary clinic, he figured out that there is an application called LibreOffice, which is an open office application which is capable of doing the conversion from any file format to PDF. So now he wants to create an application around this and deploy it, and their software consultant also suggested them that they should be using Cloud Run. And let's see how to go about doing that. So we will enable the Cloud Run API. So here are the detailed steps, but what we can do is I will directly show it to you over here. So I will minimize this Cloud Shell editor, which clearly states that we are put into the right project. I'll minimize it. Firstly, we will go into APIs and services, which is this particular result, and go into library, search for Cloud Run. And here, when you enter Cloud Run, you need to ensure that this particular Cloud Run admin API is enabled. We can see that it is already enabled, so we are good. And then let's open up our minimized editor. So this step is done, our API is enabled. We will deploy a simple Cloud Run service. Now this particular simple Cloud Run service is present in this GitHub repository. So we will just do a git clone. So we are cloning this repository and we should have the pet theory with us. So this is our particular repository that we cloned. Next, we have to go into lab 03. So we will go into lab 03. There are multiple labs in this particular Git repository, and we are interested in this one. Now, it is asking us to edit the package.json and add this particular script or the start script within scripts. So let's do that. Now, there are two ways of doing it. Either you can do a Vim, so vi index.json, package.json. This is one way of doing it, but people not everyone is comfortable using the terminal. So in that case, you can click on Open Editor, and this will open an editor for you. And here you can just go to the same location in lab 03 in package.json. This is where we are supposed to add that script. We added it. We will save it. I'm just pressing Command S or Control S for Windows. And then I will go back to the terminal. You can also recheck that our change is reflecting over here. So with this done, what we need to do next is install the different packages. So let's do it. We are installing Express because what we are creating is an Express app. And I'm going to show you exactly what this application is doing at the moment. And then we will make some changes to this application down the line and make it a complete application for our use case. And I will explain you that as well. So don't worry as to what is happening. As of now, we are only installing the packages at this moment. And now it's asking us to go and check out what's happening within. So let's go ahead and check what's happening. So I'll open the editor, and here we will open index.js, because what our start script is going to do is it will say node index.js. So it's going to run index.js. So here the first two lines says that we are going to start an express application, and the main crux of the application is in this post command. It will first print OK in the log, and then it will try to decode the message that has come in. If the message contains data, which is what any pub/sub notification message would contain, and if it contains this particular file related data, it will print out that file related information on console. And let's say if it is not having this file related information, this particular decode which is present over here, that from the file you want to get this particular information, it will fail. And then when it fails, it will just print so it will just print this exception. And in either ways, whether it fails or it doesn't fail, it's going to definitely print out OK. So you're going to get OK in either ways. So the final response is OK. If it is a file, you will also have a console.log showing you the file related information which has come from the pub/sub notification. So here, as of now, we have not integrated pub/sub. So it will just try to understand the request. If the request in the body has data in the message, then we are going to get this particular log. If the request is not having any of this, then it's going to fail, and we are only going to get OK in the log, which we were anyways going to get even irrespective of it fails or not fails. Okay, so with this, the next it wants us to take a look at is the Docker file. So whenever you're going to create an application, you're going to create your index.js any which ways and the package.json as well. But here we are also creating a Docker file so that we can create a containerized image out of this application. The Docker file, for those who are not familiar, is a way of explaining the infrastructure, how to create a container out of this application. Here, what we are doing is we are starting with a Node.js base image. And then on top of that, we are saying use the working directory within the container as user source app, copy the package.json into the appropriate location, and then that is /, and then npm install this particular package.json contents, and then we copy the complete application that is present into this same location, and we start the application using npm start. So this is a very standard format of writing Docker file. You can easily refer multiple Docker files out there and create one for your application. So with this done, also for that matter, it's having a Docker file for your application in order to deploy to Cloud Run is optional. You can just have index.json and index.js and package.json and do gcloud run deploy, and it will just work. Having a Docker file is not mandatory, it's optional. So in that particular case, if you're not having Docker file, you can directly run gcloud run deploy, and instead of using image, you can use --source and dot, that is the folder in which your application is present. If you're already in the folder, just use dot to say that you want to deploy the same folder, and it will just get deployed. Now here we are going to first build this particular application using cloud build. So I will open the terminal again, and I'll run this gcloud builds submit. Note that we are doing this here only to showcase what is happening behind the scene. This would have happened any which ways if you would have used the command gcloud run deploy with source. But here we want to show you what will happen behind the scene is that a cloud build will be called, it will create an image, and then you're going to deploy an image. So had you used gcloud run deploy PDF converter, --source, and the location of your application project and rest of the commands remains the same, it would have done the build submit behind the scene any which ways. Here, what we are doing is we are first building this particular application because we have Docker file with us. So we are building it, we are generating an image out of it, and then we are deploying that image. So we are showing it using two commands. You could have also done it using one command, and it will seamlessly work. So now, once the build is happening, what we can do is we can actually duplicate this tab. This is incognito, so I'm facing little difficulties over here. Let me just try it. And we don't want the Cloud Shell editor. I will close that off. We can go to the home page, and here in the search, we can open Cloud Build so that I can show you that the Cloud Build is actually taking place. So here the Cloud Build is taking place, which we started around 8:26 a minute ago. Once the Cloud Build completes, which I think is almost done, we have got it done already over here. And very soon we will see that this particular process is complete. So it's running. And once the Cloud Build is done, what will happen is you will get an image created and pushed into artifact registry. So this is where it shows you that, okay, this is done. The image is created and it's getting pushed into artifact registry. So what we can do is search for artifact registry. And here, this has got created. Can I see the time? Yes, around just now it has got updated. So this repository was created a minute ago, and within that, the image has just been uploaded, and PDF converter image has been uploaded. So now with that done, we can see that this is also a success, and we will use this particular image which contains our application, and we will deploy it onto Cloud Run. At this point in time, you can also check your progress. So this is completed, and we will now deploy this application onto Cloud Run. This will be pretty quick because the image generation is something that takes time. We already have the image generated. It's just taking that image and putting it onto Cloud Run. Now, if you take a close look at our command, we are saying that deploy this image and do not allow unauthenticated calls. Also, max instances is set to 1. That means if the traffic increases to your service, it will not scale up the instances out of the box because your maximum number of instances you have set is 1. But at the same time, what will happen is your cost will definitely be under control because you have only one instance. So even if the traffic increases, you might have some failing requests, but your costs will only be limited to one instance. The URL is deployed. I can open it, or I can even put a post call. If it is not having the token, it will not work. So let's try it out. So here, it's saying that, okay, in order to get the service URL, I can run this command, but as such, I did not even put all this gcloud beta run services describe. This is the service URL, which I have anyways got printed. So I can also check that out, echo $service URL, and it's that same particular service URL. This is just a short form, but it's one and the same. Both of these URLs will take us to the same place. So we have done this. We can check our progress. And now, as I was saying, that if you make a call like this, it will not succeed. The reason being, we do not have authentication. We are not authorized. So you are getting an error that your client does not have permission to get the URL. So I'll clear the screen, and now I will try another URL, the same URL, but another curl call with the authorization put in place. Here I'm getting my token using gcloud auth, and I'm calling the exact same call, but this time with an authorization header. So let's do that. And this time I got OK. Now there is no file, there is nothing, so we have gotten into an exception state behind the scene, as I had shown in the editor before. But OK is going to get printed any which ways, and we got that OK printed. So with this, we have seen how you can take a application, a very simple application having just index.js and package.json, and deploy it to Cloud Run. Now, next, what we are going to do is, let's come to this architecture. We have done this PDF related stuff. Next, what we are going to do is set up these two buckets and then set up this particular topic and create these two arrows. That is, we will have a notification getting into this topic when a bucket gets uploaded. We will set that up. And secondly, we will set up a subscription from this topic to this service so that if anything comes onto this topic, the service gets notified. So let's do that. Let's go back to our task. Here it is. Trigger your Cloud Run service when a new file is uploaded. So firstly, we are going to create the cloud storage buckets. One bucket will be called the name of the Google Cloud Project -upload, and the second bucket will be suffixed with -processed. So I will copy this, but before I do that, I will go to the cloud storage. This is where you have the buckets, and I will show you what buckets are existing at the moment. This is one bucket where we uploaded our source code, which happens behind the scene. The submit build command does it for us. But we have just one bucket, and we are going to create two more buckets. So one is the upload bucket getting created. Let's quickly check whether this bucket has got created. Yes, we now have this upload bucket created. I would like you to show its name, but somehow it's not showing up. I'll just click on it. So here it is, suffixed with upload. And I will do the same thing this time for processed. So the buckets have got created. Next, you can just do this. We are good till here. Next, what I'm going to do is I am creating a notification. This notification will be sent to the topic new doc in PubSub. The format would be JSON format, and the event on which this notification will be triggered is object finalize. That is, the object has been finalized onto the bucket. That is, it has been put onto the bucket, and this bucket will be the upload bucket. So this is what it is doing. It is creating a new PubSub topic called new doc, and then it will create notification every time on the event object finalize on this bucket. So let's do that. And before doing that, I will also show you the state of PubSub at the moment. So we are going into PubSub. Okay. I don't know why this is not going away. Yeah, it has gone away. So we have some 4 topics already, which I don't know why they are there. They might be due to some other reasons. But what we want is another topic getting created here called as new doc. So let's start this. So it's not just creating the PubSub topic, it's also creating the notification generation flow. The notification will be generated whenever this particular event happens. So it's here you can see that it did 2 things: created cloud PubSub topic, having the topic name as new-doc, and it created the notification configuration. So let's quickly check. So I will refresh over here, and you should see new doc coming up. Yeah, so you have this new doc PubSub topic showing up. And the notification has also been created. So basically, with this, what we have done is we have created this particular arrow. We have created this topic as well as this arrow. Next, we are going to do is create this particular arrow and this subscription. So for that, Here we go. The subscription is basically created somewhere down the line over here. But before that, we are doing a lot of steps. So let's understand exactly what we are doing. So we are first creating an IAM account, IAM service account called as PubSub Cloud Run Invoker. Why are we creating this? Because we want to invoke the Cloud Run service from PubSub. And in order to invoke Cloud Run service, we want to use an account and create a token using that account because we have not allowed unauthenticated calls to our service. So that is where we will first create an IAM service account. You can also go to IAM at this point in time and see that a new service account has got created with this particular name. In the interest of time, I'll skip that. You now know how you can go to different services and actually check things out. Then we are creating an IAM policy binding to PDF converter. So I add IAM policy binding. This is the name of the service, our Cloud Run service, PDF converter. And we are adding this particular member to it, and we are giving it the roles of run.invoker. That means this particular PubSub is allowed to invoke our Cloud Run service. So let's quickly do that. Sorry, clicked somewhere. So a little complex command, but if you understand a bit around IAM, you will start appreciating this command, what it is doing. It is giving the run invoker permission service account. And then you want the project number for the next command. So we will do gcloud. Note that you will get two project ID. This is a generic project ID for Quick Labs resources. But we want the project number of this particular, which is this particular project on which we are working. And hence take the project number from the top, not the one at the bottom. And once you have done that, let's give it project number equals this. Even this particular command was present here. So, and then we will enable pubsub.googleapis.com. So one way of doing it is this, the screen and then run it. But the other way of doing it is going from here into APIs and services, into library, searching for PubSub and enabling this particular API. Very similar to what we had done for Cloud Run. Now that this is enabled, we are attaching one more IAM policy. Very similar to what we did before. Then enable your project to create Cloud PubSub authentication tokens. So this particular policy that we are adding, this is not a run related policy. If you see the above command, it will have run in it. It's a run services command. This one is just giving PubSub the permission to create service account tokens. The reason for creating service account tokens is because we want to authorize this particular service account so that it can call our Cloud Run service, because our Cloud Run service does not allow unauthenticated calls. With that done, with all this background setup done around IAM, you can now go about creating the PubSub subscription. So note that whenever you are doing such kind of labs, you keep an eye on this nitty-gritty details as to why you are doing what, because in case you forget, you will get errors around IAM, and you should understand how the IAM works, what all permissions you are supposed to give in order for things to work as expected. So now we have created a subscription. That means our Cloud Run service, which is our PDF. Here is the push endpoint. So this is by using the push endpoint, we have given the subscription. The topic that we are taking into consideration is new doc, and the service account whose authentication we will use is the PubSub Cloud Run invoker. So with all this done, we have created the subscription piece of the puzzle as well. Now with that done, we can now check whether our service is getting triggered or not. As of now, what our service is going to do is just log the message that it has got from from the notification. Why I'm saying that? That's because if I open the editor, go to index.js, this will be true this time. Your request body will have message.data, and this data, when decoded, you will have information about the file. And that is where you should get this log line. So we want that to happen. And for that, firstly, what we are doing is copying some test files from some existing bucket, which lies somewhere, into our upload bucket. So we are copying the files from this particular bucket into our upload bucket. Let's do that. And when that happens, you have your notification getting triggered because all these objects are getting finalized over there. So your notification is coming up and our service has subscribed to it. So the notification is going into PubSub. We have subscribed to this PubSub. So we are getting the message onto our service and we should see the log lines in our Logs Explorer. So let's go here, go to Logs Explorer. And in the Logs Explorer, we will use Cloud Run Revision and this particular service and say apply. And now, let me reduce this further. You can see that we are getting logs about the file. These are the same logs that our service has printed because it has received it via subscription. So with this, we confirm that we have set up all those arrows. Now that we have set up all those arrows, that is this particular thing, we have set up the two buckets, we have set up this particular topic, we have set up the notification being sent from storage bucket onto the topic and the subscription being created from topic to the service. And we have seen that the log lines are getting printed. Now, what we need to do, what piece is remaining, is the actual logic. The actual logic to convert this incoming file-related information. We want to process this information, grab the file from cloud storage bucket, convert it into PDF, then push that PDF into processed bucket, as well as delete that particular file from the upload bucket because we have already processed it. So this is what we are going to do next. So let's just do that. Okay. So we have reached till here and we saw this logs showing up. How to go to that logs is all mentioned over here. And then we are going to remove all this file uploads that we had done to our bucket. So let's go ahead and remove the file uploads that we have done over here from the upload bucket. And we can proceed. Now the next step is adding the particular logic. So in order to add that logic, here is what they are having the conversation. And they are saying that, okay, we decided to use LibreOffice, right? So you need to install the LibreOffice. Now, in order to install the LibreOffice, this person mentions that he has used this command. And that is where we are going to open our Docker file and add those instructions just after getting the base image. So let's do that. So we will go to Open Editor, open the Docker file. Here, we will add those instructions and save it. Next, we have to add the information about setting up the Google Cloud Storage, and then creating a storage object. So just copy it and put it at the top of the file. So I'm going to do that. Just not going into too much detail because you need not worry if you are not a Node.js user. If you are a Python user, you can create a Python related application like a Flask application and just deploy it using the similar fashion. So in the Docker file, instead of using Node base image, you're going to use a Python base image and so on. Instead of package.json, it will be requirements.txt. So the basic concept remains the same. Even in case of Python application, Docker file is not necessary. You can use the Flask application, and when you're using the Flask application, ensure that it gets started on port 8080, and you should be good. You can just have your file like main.py or equivalent and requirements.txt, and then you can just deploy using gcloud run deploy, the name of the service, hyphen hyphen source, and the folder where your application resides. And that's it. You can deploy your Cloud Run application onto Cloud Run, your application onto Cloud Run. So we have done this step, and then it's saying that replace the post logic with this particular logic. So I'll replace it, and then we will quickly understand what we are changing. So instead of just logging this file object onto console, this time we are going to process it. What we are exactly going to do is, just like earlier, we will be decoding this message and getting the file related information. Download the file using the file bucket and the file name. Then convert that file. This is the actual logic which is converting it, which is going to use LibreOffice. Once the file is converted, upload the new file into the PDF bucket. We have to set the process and the environment variable here, PDF bucket, and that is where the file will get uploaded. And delete the file. So delete the file that we had in the place from where we received the notification. That is our upload bucket. Now we have not implemented any of these methods, and that's what is coming below. So take all these methods and just put it at the bottom of the file. This is mentioned in that instruction. So here, if you take a quick look, we are doing a file exists check somewhere. Download file. So if the file exists, then you download it, because we got only the bucket name and the file name. So we are doing a check that the file exists or not. If the file exists, we are downloading it. That is, we are getting that to our application, converting it using LibreOffice command. Once it is converted into PDF file, then we are going to upload it. And then at the end, this is the delete file method. So with all these methods set, save this file, and we can go back to our terminal. Now, your final file should look like this, and I hope my file will be looking like this because I have followed all the instructions, and the main logic is housed in this particular functions, which I just now explained you. With this, we will do the same steps. We are going to do a build submit. So this will start the cloud build, which I have showcased in the last time. So this is the same thing happening. It will take a little bit of time because it's going to download a lot of stuff. LibreOffice is a little heavier package, so it will take some time. So in the meanwhile, I can take some questions from the chat if you people have any questions. IAM role for service accounts. Service accounts are just like users, so you have to give IAM roles to them. Okay. If there are any technical questions, feel free to put them out and I will try to answer them. Okay, people have given even explanations around IAM. So, okay, we have IAM generated shortly. So I think all your questions would have been answered. But if there is anything you want me to answer, yes, can we use Java? Yes, Cloud Run does support Java applications, and you can use, and you can create a Java application and put it there. Why do we create the invoker? That's a good question. Let me help you understand that. So, when you are getting a notification from here, it is that particular pub sub that is invoking your Cloud Run application, with the request body being the message that it has got, which is a notification from the upload buckets object finalize event. So that becomes your body, and using that particular message, a post request is being sent to this particular service. As PubSub is invoking your Cloud Run service, it requires the invoker permissions. I hope that answers your question. And this is still ongoing. As you can see, it's a big package, so it's ongoing. IAM tokens are short-lived. Yeah. This is self-subscription. Yeah. Okay. So that was an answer given. Okay. So I hope you are understanding this in detail, this particular lab in detail. And if there are any questions, feel free to ask. I know this could be a bit heavy for the when you're doing it for the first time, with especially because of the IAM related stuff. In the meanwhile, what we can do is we can actually look out at our Cloud Run service. So go to Cloud Run, and you should already see a service because we had the first service anyways deployed 23 minutes ago. And this is the second revision that we are deploying. So some of the good things that Cloud Run supports is revisions. So here you can see that the first revision that we had deployed is serving 100% of the traffic. Now, when we are redeploying again, your service will not change, but a new revision will get created. And once the new revision is having a health check passed, the complete traffic will shift onto the new revision. Now, here comes an interesting concept. If you're not sure your new revision will work up to the mark, you can have the traffic split between the older revision and the newer revision, and you can slowly move the traffic to the newer revision. So uh, this is an additional thing that we provide in Cloud Run, so that as our customers are serving live production traffic, if they are making any change, instead of sending the complete traffic to the latest revision, what they can do is have the latest revision out there and slowly migrate the traffic to the new revision to ensure that if the new revision is having any problems, the blast radius is controlled. So, as of now, we have seen that the cloud build process was going on. If I open the cloud build at this point in time, you will see one more cloud build happening, which is our latest cloud build. The one we had done was sometimes back 15 minutes back now. This is the older one, and this is the newer one that's going on. Once this finishes, it's going to upload the image onto artifact registry, just like the previous time. So the cloud build is going on at the moment. We can also open artifact registry at this point in time and see that the new image shows up over there. So this was the image that was created 27 minutes ago, and we will have a new image getting created pretty soon. So we can see that the cloud build step is done. At any point in time, we will see one more image showing up here. Okay, so we have the new image, and I think our process would also have finished by now, which is true. So now let's go ahead. We can also check our progress at this point in time, and we will deploy our new image onto Cloud Run. So we are deploying our new image at this point in time. As you can see, the image remains the same. And how does it understand that it's the new image? Because of the tags. The latest tag has got shifted to this new image, and that is why this particular new image will get picked up. The tag will automatically shift to the latest image upload that happens onto artifact registry. Once that is done, you can see Cloud Run showing up another revision and the traffic getting shifted to that new revision. So let's go to Cloud Run. Let's go to PDF Converter. As you can see, the deploying revision is happening at this moment. So this is the new revision coming up, and slowly the deployment will complete. Then the health check will be done. Once the health check passes, all this happens behind the scene. The traffic will shift completely to this new revision. So let's come here. This is happening. Once this happens, we can click this, and then we want to test our PDF conversion. For that, what we are going to do is So firstly, we will just try this. You will get an okay, but at this point in time, you won't have anything in your post request. So you will just get an okay. Nothing will happen much. But once that happens, what we are going to do is run this particular script. What this script is going to do is firstly upload the data from this particular bucket into the upload bucket, and that's mostly it. You will have the notification coming automatically to the pub sub because the objects will get uploaded onto this upload bucket. Then your Cloud Run service will get invoked with every object getting uploaded, and then your service will run and process each of the files. So once that is done, we will try this out. Okay, the revision is uploaded. We will see that 100% traffic is now served by the latest revision. Let's try out the curl call. As of now, there is no message body, so you only get the okay. Nothing has happened behind the scene. But now we will create this particular file, copyfiles.sh, and then let me clear the screen and I will run bash copyfiles.sh. At this point in time, we can go to cloud storage and I want to show you that the upload is happening one by one. So as of now, it's catandmouse.jpg. I'll refresh it. Another upload took place of a .doc file. Yet another upload took place of a docx file, and so on. So we have 5 to 6 files, and the upload will happen. As soon as the upload happens, the Cloud Run service would have already got invoked. It would process this file, convert it into PDF, upload it into processed bucket, and delete it from here. So you can see that the catandmouse.jpg is already gone. So let's go ahead, open the processed bucket, and this PDF file has come up over here. So the process has been completed. We were able to successfully convert the file from JPG to PDF, and same will happen with the other files as well. As they get processed, they will start appearing over here and will get deleted from the other bucket. So with this, we have achieved complete stuff and we already got the congratulations message. I think I forgot to check my progress here and our score is also complete. So I hope you understood how we put together an application, how we deployed it onto Cloud Run, how we first built it using Cloud Build and then deployed it onto Cloud Run. Where is it? Okay, here. So we deployed the application to Cloud Run and we also did processing of the message based on some event happening on cloud storage. So with this, we complete this lab and we have some 5 to 10 minutes in which I will cover another lab. So here, this is the second lab that is associated with this session. We won't be doing this lab, but I will just give you a brief about what this lab is all about. And you will now be able to stitch the dots. And with these two labs, you will also get motivated around how you can deploy your own application. So here, the use case that we have is there is a lab report and we want to do this conversion. I think there is one service that we have. Let's see what this service is all about. Let's imagine this service is also about converting the application, converting the file from different formats into a PDF format, just like we had. And then this particular service, let's say, is doing that. And after that, you want to send out the file onto from two different sources of notification to the user. One is an email, another is an SMS. So now, in such cases, what you can do is either you can have one Cloud Run service doing everything. So it will take your input, convert it into an output, that is the processing part, and then understand whether the user is preferring email or SMS and send out that particular message. But why have we done three services here? Most of the time, it so happens that your email service is down. or the SMS service is down. You're trying to send an SMS and it's not reaching your user, and you want to do retries. So you don't want one service doing all of it. We apply a single responsibility principle, and we have created three services. So one service, which is the lab report service, is meant for the processing. Another service called email service is meant for sending out emails, and yet another service is meant for sending out SMS. Now, whenever you have different services, you can either make a direct call to the other service, but in case you want to do retries, you want to put something like a message in the dead letter queue kind of thing, you want to have something like a messaging system between the services like PubSub. So whenever the message is processed, we put it in the messaging system, that is PubSub in our case, and then the email service and SMS service can consume messages from the topic in PubSub at their own pace. Let's say if it is taking a lot of time for one message, we don't want the cloud report service to be blocked by that particular email not getting reached or SMS not getting triggered. We want lab report service to process it, push it out into PubSub, and let the email service and SMS service run at their own pace and try it out, uh, the email servicing and the SMS servicing at their own pace. So, this is yet another lab which you can try out at your own pace and see whether you are able to create the Cloud Run service, send out the notification onto PubSub. When on the PubSub, have the subscription created. The PubSub subscription creation will be in a very similar fashion as we have seen in the last lab. Once that is done, you should be able to get this particular services invoked, and this services will then send out an appropriate email or SMS as required. So with this, you can, I hope you understood everything about Cloud Run, how you can deploy your applications onto Cloud Run, and you're all good to start building your own applications. So if there are any questions, you can feel free to put out. But with this, I will hand over to Abhirami.
You can take two more questions.
Okay.
One more minute if you like.
Sure. So why can't it be upload Cloud Run processed file storage? Um, yes, I can you please elaborate the question around why can't it be upload Cloud Run processed file storage? Because it's actually in the same fashion. So first you upload your file onto the in the upload bucket. It then goes into PubSub, which invokes the Cloud Run, and the processed file then gets into the processed file storage bucket. Yes, the lab won't be complete if it says 90%, it should be 100%. So if it is showing 90%, it means you have missed out one of the ticks in the middle. So just go ahead and ensure that all the check my progress are ticked so that you complete your lab 100%. I think, yeah, if there are any questions, anything around Cloud Run or anything that we have covered in the lab that you did not understand, just feel free to put it out. So I think I have one more question. So how PubSub acts as real time here? The reason it acts as real time is because it quickly takes in any messages that you send out to it. And as soon as you send it out, the subscribers are listening to any messages that are incoming. So that is where you achieve real time or near real time kind of behavior. Thank you for the appreciation, Akshay. Okay, so with this, I'll hand it over to Abhirami.
Thank you so much, Shruti. Hi, everyone. Shruti's LinkedIn is also linked in the RSVP page. So if you have signed up, you can always go back to the agenda, and in the speaker section, you'll have Shruti's LinkedIn. So please feel free to follow Shruti, and also you can ask your questions directly to her on LinkedIn as well. Connect with her. And I hope that was a very impressive and useful session for all of you, because this is a critical piece. We were not going to finish our learning part without covering the runtime, serverless runtime, because this is essential for you to make sure your idea, you're able to take your idea to production, and you're able to host it somewhere. You have a runtime for it, and especially when it's cloud run, you have it even it's elastic basically, right? You're not charged even if it's at rest. If you can scale it down to zero, and all those things that you just watched Shruti show in the session today. So there are also a lot of other Cloud Run based code labs, Cloud Run based skills labs, because now you all have GDP credits that you have enabled. So please feel free to search for it and learn some more if you're interested. There are also other areas that you need to focus, which is like multi-agent applications, which we already covered. But there's also another important thing that we didn't cover in this series, but we did cover it in the last season of Code Vipassana, the previous one, which is season 15. It's called MCP Toolbox for databases. So also take a look at that. That's an open source service that allows you to orchestrate all your databases um, for your production grade applications that you will be building in the build phase anyway, right? So bringing all that together and hosting that MCP toolbox in Cloud Run is also another thing that we've covered extensively in the past seasons of Code Vipassana. So if you want, go to codevipassana.dev website. I'll ping the link here in the meeting chat. So if that is something that interests you, sign up. It's like a lifetime sign up. You sign up once. As soon as the next season gets hosted, you will get notified in email. That's a continuous ongoing learning hands-on session. So you will not be sitting and listening like you're doing in this series. You will also, because this one was because our focus is on the build, and also we have skills labs, so we don't want you to start the skills lab while you're actually listening and understanding, so you can do it at your own pace. But there it is like you're building in your own environments, so you'd be hands on too, like while we are doing that session. So that's something that's interesting. If it interests you, please sign up. We'll actually start season 16 soon, but you focus on the build phase starting 15th of August. However, if you have time, there will be sessions around 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. India time, which will start in late August to early September. There'll be like 3 to 5 sessions at that point, so you can participate in that as well while you're in the build phase. So there's no distraction for you. All right. So with that, we have come to the end of the first phase of Pachamama 2026. We are entering second phase, but before that, there are little details, little phases where we want to reward your participation. We want to understand your understanding of all the sessions so far. We will have pop quiz, like I said, first thing tomorrow before 1 p.m. You'll receive an email with the details, but your timing for submitting the results will only be open between 8:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. so that everyone has a fair chance of responding. It'll be in the same time as the session, but you'll be doing it your own pace. There's no live session, but only you will get the the link to submit results only during that phase, so that everyone gets a fair chance, because it'll only be open within that window, and we'll evaluate your understanding. Excuse me. Like I already said, too many questions about skills credits. Sign up for GDP, and sign up for the GEAR program, GEAR, the Gemini Enterprise Learning, and you will get 35 credits every month for learning for the skills labs. For the build phase, you will get detailed email with the kind of ideas. I will not be sending you out, or we will not be talking to you about what is the area of the business areas and the problem statements that you need to focus on. The reason is it is as open as it can get. Come up with groundbreaking ideas. You're all shortlisted here for a reason. We handpicked folks who are experienced. Whether you're currently working or not, you are experienced. You have the bandwidth, you have the capacity to go ahead and build something. So use the learning that you have done, and also expand your learning. Look up materials. You use the vibe coding tools that we discussed in session 3, and use the databases, data analytics, use BigQuery, use the data public data sets that are available in BigQuery for analysis and everything. So come up with groundbreaking ideas, things that are either a product or an application that will emphasize your business idea, or something that you've already been working on. It can also be a research application. It can be something that's technology idea. It can be something that solves a problem for a specific line of industry, or it can be a learning project that you're building to enhance your whatever your understanding is currently, whether it's in the data, AI, ML phase, or anything of that sort. Or you want to learn something brand new, and you probably, some of you be shortlisted knowing that you're not entirely from the tech background, but you have a good work experience from some other background, because you have the build tools. Your idea matters. How you get that to production, or how you get that to cloud, or how you get that in your cloud runtime like Cloud Run or something, and get your ideas shared or talked about, is something that you can always showcase within the span of next 3 weeks that you get for building. So we did shortlist some experienced folks from other backgrounds. So use the build tools to your advantage and come up. The ideas matter. Of course, the technology will matter. We will be looking for products that are built on the Google Cloud tech stack. So please be aware of that. We will be looking for the Google Cloud tech stack, the usage of Gemini, usage of the Gemini Enterprise Agent platform. Depending on, it doesn't have to be everything in that is out there, but it has to be on the Google suite of tools, a Google platform, and usage of Gemini will also be considered. Of course, the idea has to be groundbreaking as well in order to crack to the top 100. Like I said, the top 100 will be given passes to go to the finale in person if you're in Bengaluru, of course. Otherwise, if you're interested in travel, you can do too if you're in the top 100. Top 10 will get to present in the finale, which is in collaboration with NASCOM. It's all there on the portal. Please go in there, go to the RSVP site for Patchamomma 2026 and look at the details there. It's on September 24th. It's hybrid. So, folks who cannot make it in person, it will all be online as well. So, you can join in online. But yes, this season or this year, it's going to be quite competitive. So make sure your ideas meet the standards as well. So I'm really looking forward to this. And how to you have to activate the free credits that you have once you sign up to Google Cloud. You will get $300 free credits. Don't do it right away. Do it on whenever you're ready to start building. Of course, you will have to choose one of the two options: UPI sign up or credit card sign up. Either way, it will not use up your credits until you use the $300 free credits, and it will still give you a notification that you have used it all up. So don't be afraid of that. But at the same time, be mindful of the services you're choosing. If you're not using a specific service, pause it. And be this is the project that you're developing. This will also show your how frugal you are in planning and designing your architecture, your infrastructure, and how efficient your design is, not only from an idea perspective but also from your infrastructure perspective. All will come into play. So you will have to use your Google Cloud credits to get started with building. The ones who make it to top 100 will be given top up credits once the the not the final, but the results before that, the shortlist is announced. At that point, the top 100 will get a few top up credits, which you can use on top of your existing credits that you're building. But the ones you start building with will be your Google Cloud credits, the $300 free credits that you get when you sign up, the trial credits that you get when you sign up for Google Cloud. So that's how it will get started. More details about this and more details about everything that I spoke about now will be sent to you in email in the next couple of days. Tomorrow, it's all about pop quiz. So don't think about the bill phase yet. Just focus on everything that you've learned, and the question will cover some of the things, some of the aspects of all of these things. You will get the informational email before 1 p.m. and the final ready to submit email right before the slot, right before the 8:30 p.m. slot. So look out for both the emails, because one will give you the details as to what you need to prepare for the pop quiz, and the second one will be the actual submission process itself. So watch out for that. And day after tomorrow, we'll talk about the bill phase, come up with the idea and all that. No, the pop quiz, nothing has an impact on the bill phase. You're all already shortlisted for the bill phase, right? So these are all other areas that you can test out your intelligence, your engagement, your knowledge. So of course, top 25 from the pop quiz will receive a reward. It's all an ongoing thing, right? So uh, definitely that will be there. If you want to test your knowledge, please participate in the pop quiz. I would encourage you all to do it, but it's okay. I understand if you're busy tomorrow. This doesn't impact your build phase at all. Focus on what you want to build. You're all shortlisted to be building together. So don't worry about it. All right. So with that, we are at time, and watch out for that email. And I hope we can all be connected on email, Discord. When I say email, I know it's RSVP email you'll be receiving one way, but you can connect with me on LinkedIn. You can connect with all the speakers and the leads from Google who have been helping you out, Sneha Sridharan and Tej Thomas. So you can connect with us all. All of our LinkedIn profiles, all of our social connections are all there on the RSVP site. I'll also send it out in the email tomorrow, all of our details, so that you can reach out to any one of us for questions. The Discord channel is there, and the Code Vipassana leads site details are all there in codevipassana.dev. If you go to that site and sign up, there is a page for Code Vipassana leads. There is a section. You will find all of the leads and their LinkedIn profiles. You can reach out. I can disturb them as well. I'm just kidding. But yeah, you can reach out to any of us for questions. And yeah, with that, we'll stay connected there. Thank you so much for staying through the 5 sessions. This completes the whole, at least, even if not the like a complete, perfect perspective of everything cloud. We tried to cover a holistic view of all the things that you will need to get started with taking your idea to production. So I hope that was useful. So see you all tomorrow in an email, and then talk to you in the Discord chat soon. Thank you, everyone, and thank you so much, Shruti. That was a wonderful session. Bye.